Sports Rewind Digital. We are live tonight. I am joined with BJ, Davo. Fellas, how are we?
Living the dream, mate. Living the dream.
Yep.
Fair enough.
How about you,
what
mate?
you got on there, Randall?
We've got the old faithful, mate. AL East leaders.
Never heard of 'em.
Orioles had tonight.
Never heard of him.
Can't
Is
be
that-
that good if you're wearing it backwards and you don't want to show them
Yeah.
off.
He's not proud, is he? He's not proud. But he's at there. Was that a City Connect or something? Or
No, mate. Just to go to the shop and pick something up.
beautiful, beautiful. Bit of sport on the weekend, fellas, or you get washed out on everything. Dave, you're just talking about kids playing soccer, mate. How good's that?
Yeah. Daughter got her football game in, so that was good to see. One of the rare grounds that was open on the coast. Other than that, most sport was washed out. So baseball was off. So I suppose football, they play in all weather, but the ground was pretty dry and the sun was out.
Yeah. Good stuff. Glad they got a game in. It's I mean, there's so many sports that did get washed out. So Randall, nothing for you, mate. I think it was Saturday afternoon. I'd seen you getting all these things on MLB The Show, so I assume you had a good session there.
Yeah, mate, I did actually. It was a good afternoon, sitting back and catching up. I haven't been online for a while, so I had a lot to catch up on. But yeah, got the footy on the Sunday. With the Knights playing at home with no baseball. So, but other than that, nothing for me. No sport, just sport viewing only. There's plenty of baseball on. So I was running, as you said, MLB The Show on the PS5, but also, the computer was running with 4 games of MLB, all streaming for most of the day.
Fair.
Yourself, mate?
I was at work, mate, so not much for me, mate. I had a sleep and went to work a couple of times. That was it for me. I was due to have my first game of the season on Saturday, but of course that got washed out. Anyway, but yeah, we'll see what happens. We're live on Twitter tonight as well, fellas. We're not on Facebook. The jailbird on good behaviour. Apparently, you can't mention MLB and live stream in the same sentence. They think I'm going to live stream the MLB at 9 o'clock Australian Eastern Time. So, yeah, bit of
Big brother.
a weird one. But anyway, I'm a bit restricted. So those that have sent me a message and I haven't got back to them, unlucky, I guess. But, quite enjoyed not being able to like or send messages on there today. It's been quite good.
Maybe just get him to send it to your assistant. Dave will be happy to answer all requests.
Yeah, Dave put out a message for us today, and anyway, yeah. So we are live tonight on Twitter, Caffeine TV, and YouTube. Appreciate those that are tuning in tonight. Got a bit of NRL, F1, AFL, Ironman Triathlon, and of course, baseball will be at the tail end of the show. Fellas, we might kick off with some tidbits. But before we get into the tidbits, our sponsor for the tidbits this week is King Billy Jerky. Now, Davo, you're due to get some King Billy Jerky over the next couple of days. I really
nice.
Can't wait to see what you think about it, that's for sure. I did see a post today. King Jerky had some kangaroo jerky. So kakadu seasoning and all bits and pieces. So that'll be an interesting one. But go and check out kingbillyjerky.com and check out what he recommends. I had the original last week. Randall's had the peanut satay. What did you get sent, David? You got the smoky barbecue, didn't you?
Yeah, smoky barbecue. So can't wait to get that and have a crack at it.
Awesome, mate. Well, let us know what you think next week. King Billy Jerky is the sponsor of this week's Tidbits, and I think I'm kicking us off. Tidbit number 1, Ellie De La Cruz is the first player since at least 1901 with 8 home runs and 18 stolen bases in a calendar month. He is a bit of a freak, old Ellie De La Cruz.
Didn't do much last weekend.
Who did he play, Randall?
I'm pretty sure they played the Orioles.
Oh, right. Yeah, gotcha.
It was good, mate, though. Good, mate. Getting to see Gunnar Henderson and Ellie De La Cruz going up against each other, and there was a couple of little spotlights they had where, they were fist bumping and having a good laugh when I think Gunnar was on second base and there was a bit of stoppage in play. So it was really good to see. And I think they did a jersey swap at the end of the series too.
Okay, that's cool.
Pretty cool.
Hey, speaking of your O's, mate, old Adley Rushman, OSU boy, they reckon that Travis Bazzana's the best that OSU's seen. So that's pretty big boost to Phil, isn't it?
It sure is, mate. Number 1 overall pick there with Adley, and
Yep.
he's going pretty all right in the MLB last year and this year. So pretty high praise for Travis Bazzana. But mate, I tell you what, they're not wrong.
He's crushing, absolutely crushing.
I'm sure we'll talk about that later anyway.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a thing to go through with him. He's been absolutely dominating. Tidbit number 2 for me. Old Shota Imanaga, lowest ERA in first 6 career starts since ER official in both leagues, 1913, including openers. So 1981, Venezuela 0.33, Ferris 0.5, Shawkey 0.75, and Shota 0.78. Well, we've talked about him a couple of times already, and he's absolutely dominating. It's great.
Doing real well.
Yeah. Tidbit number 3. I think this is you, Davo.
Yes, I saw this the other day, and head-to-head since 2010, including the postseason, it's a Rays versus the Wankies. So 128 wins for the Rays, 126 for the Yanks, 315 home runs each. Both got 145 steals each. But here, payroll, $892 million for the Rays, $2.7 billion for the Yankees. So it's always good to show up the Yankees, and money doesn't buy you everything.
Yeah, that's it. The Rays have had that knack, haven't they, over the last however many years of building a team of I guess the forgotten players or the no names, and they seem to turn some profit out of it.
Yeah,
and for no names, they hit some home runs. Like, you think they're supposed to be the Bronx Bombers.
Yeah, and you think about it, like, that includes Judge's season, 2 years ago, or whatever it was, of what he hit 65 home runs or whatever it was. He broke Maris's record. What was it, 63 home runs in 1963 or whatever? But not bad, is it?
It's pretty good.
So, second one, how cool a story is this? So, the beekeeper, the hero from the Dodgers Diamondbacks game, lands his own exclusive baseball card. So, for those that didn't see it, the Dodgers and D-backs game was delayed due to a hive of bees on the net behind the home plate. So they call up this guy who was at his son's T-ball game. So he's a local pest control, come out, did his job, got rid of all the bees, got to throw out ceremonial first pitch on the night. Now he has his own baseball card, and someone will find a one-of-one of that guy. So that's just a cool story.
How good is it? I watched a bit of the whatever the baseball show is, like the shows the highlights, and it was pretty cool to see him 2 hours or whatever it took to get rid of all the bees and then throw out the first pitch, and pretty special for him, that's for sure. Randall.
Yeah, this is old Eric Hosmer having a bit of a dig at the new management at the Marlins. He came out and said, "You inherit a young team who made the playoffs in the previous season. You have a second-year manager who was manager of the year last year. You come in and immediately immediately blow it up. Bold strategy, Cotton. to see if it pays off, eh?
Yeah,
He's dead set. He's dead set, right? Isn't he?
Yeah. So it's crazy. You think the season they had last year, yeah, they're not performing right now early on in the season, but give them a shot.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
they're below not performing. They got beat by Oakland 20-2 or something the other day, didn't they? Or
yeah, it was horrible.
Oh, and then they trade away, Luis Ariz. Like, they're one of the best hitters in the game, and they trade him away, but they're still going to pay for him.
Yeah.
Everything except for the minimum.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it?
It's just dumb.
Damo, sorry I couldn't answer your message earlier. In jail. TV show, Quick Pitch, question mark.
Yeah, Quick Pitch. It's a good show. It's on about 11 o'clock every night on Foxtel, and it goes through every MLB game that's been on that day.
Yeah, that wasn't the one I was talking about, Damo. I can't even, whatever it is on Fox, just like the Fox News sort of thing. So
I think that's also on that Quick Pitch is normally on a Saturday morning, I think, on Fox, and it's usually pretty good.
Strike Zone. Strike Zone on the
Strike
Saturday
Zone.
morning.
That's right. Strike Zone. That's the one.
Red
Bad either, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. What do we got, Randall, for number 6?
Tom Brady come out with this little comment when they're talking about the Deflate Gate. The NFL spent $20 million and found that it was more probable than not that he was generally aware that someone may have deflated his footballs. He says, you could have just given me the 20 million and I would have just told you I fucking did it. So it's fair point, isn't it? They just spent $20 million to come out to find that he probably knew about it. When he's happy to say, if you gave me 20 mil, I would have just told you I did it. So a lot of money, isn't it?
It is a lot of money, but deflating footballs, like, this is a future Hall of Famer coming out and
saying he cheated.
Yeah, like, is it like a Lance Armstrong, Barry Bonds, Pete Rose?
Well, the Raiders are still dirty at him for the so-called non-pass from years ago.
Yeah.
It was the Raiders, I think, wasn't it? In that playoff game?
Another one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Other quarterbacks would have felt and seen it every time they played there. You think there would be something said, but not at all. Not at all. The show must go on. Hello. Must be your eldest boy, is it, Randall?
Yes, mate. He must be sitting upstairs, like in bed or something like that, watching it on his phone, probably.
Beautiful.
Got to be online since there's no jerky to come and steal.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, there's no King Billy to come and get. I tell you what, we're going to have to check out the gourmet section for that kangaroo.
I reckon we'll go and have a look, but we do thank King Billy Jerky for sponsoring this segment. Go to kingbillyjerky.com to grab yourself a little bit of jerky there. He will deliver. What was that, mate?
It's making my mouth water.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Last week we got about, I don't know, I had half a kilo worth of beef, and I reckon it lasted about 2 days in our household. So
mine didn't make the weekend.
Rubes loved it. He's let's just say his toilet stops are about as green as this logo here that I'm about to show. So it'll go about that green, I reckon. NRL, Randall.
Yeah.
Tell us some more.
I got to watch a fair bit. I don't know if you guys got to see any or not. Did you guys get to see much?
Oh, I've seen the arse end of the Dirty Dogs game.
Dogs versus
Tigers. Bits and pieces over the weekend.
Yeah, okay. Well, Thursday night kicked off with the Panthers versus the Rabbitohs. A few people were throwing out there, Rabbitohs, new coach. They're going to turn it around. Yeah, no, they didn't. They got pumped by the Panthers 42-12.
And they're up 12-0.
And they were
Rabbits
12-0.
Rabbits were up 12-0 too to start the game.
Can we just go back a bit? We talked about this last week before on the show, and we said, how long has he got to go, the coach? And he got sacked that night. We picked it along with you blokes put the locker on
Mike Trout.
So,
I think we talked about Trout, and we said, how long will he go before he gets an injury? And that night as well, bam, he's up injured. So if anyone wants, a team to bottom out or do nothing this week, just shout out to us, and we can.
I reckon Belmont Baseball Club, they're going to go real well this weekend.
It's a good shout out,
You better be wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Friday night, I don't know if any of you guys got this first game. It was a cracker. Manly 24, Raiders 26. I can't remember exactly what it was. I'm pretty sure Manly were up 20-0.
Yeah, they're leading pretty easy. We saw the end of it because the missus backed the Raiders, so she was giving us.
Pretty sure that was a half-time score. Don't quote me on that. It's hard to remember. There were a fair few ales over the weekend that were drunk. But yeah, it was something like 20-0 at half-time, and the Raiders just absolutely turned it on second half, got up 26-24. I don't know what Ricky put in the oranges at half-time, but I tell you what, they came out firing.
Yeah.
Roosters 40 over the Broncos 18. Are the Broncos done for the year? So Adam Reynolds torn bicep. Are they gonna be able to come back, or can you put a line through them now? Yeah, they're not sitting real well on the ladder. So yeah,
just push the Roosters up too, because that's 100 points in the last 2 weeks they've scored.
Yes. Yep. See it. Broncos are in that logjam now between sort of that 6th and 14th place, where it's that 10 to 8 points. So yeah, it's going to make it hard for them, especially with Origin coming up. They're going to lose a shit ton of people as usual. There were some other good games. Speaking of that, Saturday afternoon, Bulldogs 22 over West Tigers 14. Did you watch it, Davo?
I got most of it. So
14-0 Davo.
So there was some scuffle in there and whatnot.
Some scuffle, some ref abuse
They're saying, So there's quite a few players that are gonna miss a week or two. So it's going to make it hard for the Tigers this week. They're going to be playing Newcastle. So
never heard of
Newcastle coming off a win as well. So yeah, who are the Bulldogs got, Davo? Do you know?
Panthers.
That'll
be a true test.
Yep, not wrong.
That'll tell them where they're at.
Yeah, for sure. Saturday. What else on Saturday night? Storm 22 over the Titans 20. That game was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Storm held on somehow. Cowboys 26 defeated by the Dolphins 28. Another close game that finished in a flurry for the Dolphins.
Yeah,
didn't have that one. Not that Cowboys.
Me too. Neither. Dolphins really stepped up in that one. And one that I also didn't pick, the Knights 14 over the Warriors 8.
I actually back your Knights, mate.
Really? I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for me either.
They're not.
The wet weather specialists.
They are turning into be a bit of the wet weather specialists. I did watch the reserve grade game beforehand. That both teams scored a try. I think in sort of the first 10-ish sort of minutes of the game. And going into the last 5 minutes, it was still 6-6. So it was a slogfest. Knights kicked a field goal to go 1 point ahead. And then the Warriors scored pretty much straight off the back of that to get up. And we thought, oh, here we go. This will be something for the rest of the day. But no, Knights got up over the Warriors. So that's massive for Newcastle. With no Kalen Ponga, no Tyson Frizzell. That's and one. I think I can't remember if it was Jason. Don't remember if it was Daniel Safidi or not, but one of the Safidis were out as well, so they were struggling. But then we moved on to Sunday night. Sharks 20 over the Dragons 10. Did anyone see the state of that ground?
Yeah.
Yes. Putrid.
Fucking hell.
Got the water pumps out beforehand. That's why the Sharks, they were in their own.
They were perfect. They were in their element.
They said, bring your flippers down to Shark Park.
Mate, they had a submersible pumps out there.
Yeah, bottom corner was underwater, even in the in-goal area.
Yeah, unbelievable. So, they did well. The grounds crew did well to get that, playable, obviously. And the Sharks keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Top of the ladder. And, well, equal first with the Storm, I guess. But,
Hines is playing well. He's leading from the front. So
yeah. Actually, Pappenhausen, he's done himself a nasty again, didn't he? He's got another leg injury. He left the field early in the game, and he was in a moon boot coming into the game. So I didn't actually hear what they had decided was wrong. But yeah, I think he's going to miss some time as well.
Fair enough. Some good NRL action over the weekend. I'm still in a bit of shock over that Bulldogs game. You sent me a message saying they're pretty much dying at the moment. I was going to watch a bit of the replay at work, but I didn't end up watching it after hearing the last 10 minutes on my driving to work. Wasn't worth watching.
They started well, mate. They started well. They just couldn't keep up. They couldn't go with the Dogs, unfortunately, and they just died off at the back end. Well, not even the back end,
good
before the back end. But
got tired, and then sort of mental lapses, and just sort of two players in the bin doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
It was much like South Sydney. I don't know what their problem is. Like, are they not fit, or is there no heart left? Is there just no go? Like, there was a situation where Grubber put through and went dead, so 7 tackle restart, and Dylan Edwards picked it up and just ran back, took the tap, ran 10 or 15 metres, passed it to a winger, and he ran the length of the field. There was I think there was a prop that was chasing. Nobody turned and ran back into the defensive line, and they just ran straight up the field off a set restart. It's just like, what's going on? Like, that's
average.
There's just no effort. No effort.
It's the first time I've ever seen that. There's always someone back, but it just took off, and it's like, oh, he's gone. And that says a lot about the team, I think.
Yeah, I think it does too.
For sure. Not good. Anyway, NRL for another week. Let's check out the AFL ladder quickly. Our Sydney Swans at the top with a win. The Geelong Cats had a loss, so they're second but equal first with 7 wins, 1 loss. The Giants 6-2, Melbourne 6-2, Essendon, Fremantle, Port Adelaide, and Carlton wrap out the top 8. So a couple of good games again on the weekend, and a few coming up this weekend as well. So
I'm glad you stopped at the top 8, mate.
What was that?
I'm glad you stopped at the top 8 and didn't go all the way to the bottom.
I didn't want to go all the way down, mate. I didn't want to disappoint
last.
What about we got a bit of cricket coming up? T20 World Cup. When does that kick off?
June, I think, June or July. In America and the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So Australia's chosen their side. They've more so gone for experience. Given Warner his swan song over choosing Fraser McGurk. I'm sorry, he's had his bit. He's done nothing in the IPL. He's been injured. Fraser McGurk's like the leading international run scorer, and his strike rate's over 200. The future's here. Let's
Yeah.
embrace it.
For sure.
Let the young
Get
kid
rid of him.
have his time in the sun.
Yeah. Warner's had his go. If he's injured, well, and it breaks up the lefties. So if you have Warner and Travis Head opening, two lefties, you go McGurk and Head. They're both strikers of the ball. Make the team swap around a bit.
Yeah.
So be interesting. They're giving Stoinis another go. Still not sort of sold on him. I think it's a bit past the use by dates a little bit, but it's a solid team. So hopefully they do well.
Yeah.
But the T20, that's anyone's. Like
It
really
is. You need a bit of luck, don't you?
Yeah. 50 overs you can structure an innings and make it work. T20, it's a team that flies out the gate the quickest normally.
Yeah.
I just hope they put it on some decent sized fields. The IPL's been a bit of a joke this year that they're playing on roads. The fields are a bit small, and like to have so many scores over 200, it's like, come on, at least put something in there for the bowlers and for the audience. I think they're just trying to think, oh well, everyone loves seeing sixes hit.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, I mean, some pretty small grounds, but I do like to see lots of big sixes and fours and stuff, but you got to have a decent ground. Make it reasonable.
Make it a decent hit, though. There's nothing better than seeing a game like at the MCG where the ball goes into the grandstand. I think I saw one of the fields was like 58 or 60 metres long or wide. And it's like, well,
they're going over the grandstand.
It's a chip.
We play at 50, sometimes 55 local comp, and we're putting it over the fence. Like, come on, fellas, they're international facing the pace they are. It's just a little flick and boom, it's gone.
How about this one? Travis Bazana going to give up baseball to play cricket. He would earn big dollars. I think he pretty much gave up cricket to play baseball at a younger age there, Jevo. So let's hope he doesn't.
He could be able
to get a 10 mil pay slip for his draft pick.
Imagine the publicity he could drum up over there. He gets a high draft pick and he could be banging on, let's World Cup, Cricket World Cup, get amongst it.
And America, they're doing their own T20 comp too. So he could promote that.
And there's plenty of local first graders heading over there to get some games in that. I've seen, I don't know, was it the Newcastle Herald or one of the Sydney papers? I read that in the other week. So that's pretty cool. You know, getting to travel over there, play a bit of cricket and get paid a few bucks. So
Jack Edwards, who played for the Sixers and for Sydney, he's signed with Washington. Ricky Ponting is coaching the Washington team. So they're getting some names over there.
Are they the Washington cricket team? What are they called, Davo? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't think they're the Nationals, but there's something like it anyway.
The Washington Cricketers.
Yeah.
Probably. Well. All right, fellas.
It's good to see cricket going into America.
It'll be good. I mean, it's going to be a completely different time zone for us. I think we're going to get sort of 2 a.m. to sort of 8 a.m. games. So it'll be a bit rough. King Billy Jerky will be all over it. He's like an owl, that bloke. He'll watch it all night and sleep during the day. So, righto, our bets of the week, sponsored by Dabble. If you want to have a dabble yourself, please remember to gamble responsibly, but also our Sports Rewind code. So click on this link and head over to Sports Rewind on the promo link. Davo, can you see your bets here, mate?
Yeah, well, I've just stuck with baseball this week. The multi-sport wasn't working for us, so I've taken the Pirates tomorrow, leading into the Phillies. Phillies over the Blue Jays.
Yep.
Randall's Orioles to beat the Nats. And then the the team that's playing pretty well at the moment, the Royals over the Brewers.
Pretty good odds there.
Yeah, I thought, well, that's worth a shot. So, yeah, hopefully you went for the Rockets, $7.75. Let's get something from it.
I took the Rocket, and the Rocket blew up pretty quickly on me. So for those that are playing along at home, I probably wouldn't go any higher than $7.90. I think the Rocket might blow up on you. Washington Freedom was the that team name, the cricket team. Thanks for that, fellas. What have you got for us, Randall? Who have you taken? Look at your odds there.
I've gone a little bit all over the shop again. So there's a couple of roughies around, but I've got the Mariners tomorrow over the Twins at $2.20, which I thought, geez, that's all right. The Pacers over the Knicks. I think that's maybe Thursday. The Canucks to get up over the Oilers. So who knows there. And then I've got the Sharks, actually. Sharks up against the Storm. First versus second. So I've gone Cronulla at $2.10 to get up. So giving you a lovely on the Rocket. Look at that. Beautiful. 32.41. Turn it up.
And for those playing at home, don't stop the Rocket that early. I think it goes to about 48. So if you want to have a double, get the Sports Rewind promo code and then follow along, and that one gets right up there. My one, fellas, I didn't have any Rockets left, so this is at 8:15. Manly Sea Eagles, Sydney Swans, Greater Western Sydney, and Melbourne Storm. I took the Storm over your Sharkies there, Randall, so we'll see how that goes. But thanks for Dabble for sponsoring that one.
Gamble responsibly.
Absolutely. F1 was on the weekend, fellas. Daniel Ricciardo qualified fourth in the sprint race, and had a little bit of a dabble on him to podium at stupid odds. And he got into the top three, and then he failed to finish third and come fourth. So it was good to see Daniel Rick up there in the points, but also walking around with a smile on his face and racing hard again. He got some sort of penalty.
If he doesn't get run into and crashes out, so it shows if he can last the race, he's still got it.
Yeah, definitely has, and they had the speed on the track there at in Miami, so it was good to watch. He got some sort of penalty in the last F1 race. Was at Shanghai, I think. So he started 20th on the grid on the main race, the bigger race, and I think he comes 16th or 15th. The other big news there was we didn't see Max Verstappen win, and we finally seen Lando Norris break through for his debut win, and it was awesome to watch him win. He's been sort of picking at that podium for the last, 10, 12 races, so good to see Lando Norris standing on top of the podium.
Someone different, thank God.
Yeah, someone different, that's for sure. For those, I know we're covering a lot of different sports here tonight, which is pretty cool, but I just want to give a big shout out to one of our listeners, Troy Lowry. He did finish Ironman Australia on the weekend. That's something crazy. I can't remember how many he's done, but here's the pro field. Sam Appleton, the first person under 8 hours in Ironman Australia history, 7 hours 57. Mike Phillips, 7 hours 59. Old Benny Hill, 8:01. And for the women, Regan Holyoake, 9 hours 2. Carla Felt, 9:11. And Gillespie Jones, 9:15. So that was pretty cool to watch on the weekend. I watched plenty of finishes, and I'll give you blokes a bit of a look at the finish line after dark. It was a bit of a party atmosphere there in Port Macquarie. I remember running down the hill at Foster, and it was always like a big party running through the chute. But this thing was next level. It was awesome to see, and the couple at the top of the tree come first, second, and third. They were all down there all hours. I'm pretty sure they had a few sherbets in them and supporting those, that are out there for a long time. So some of I think they had until 17 and a half hours was the cutoff time. And well, that was just after midnight our time for the cutoff, and there was still plenty of people down there cheering them on and watching them come in. So yeah, always gives me goosebumps watching that, and makes me want to do it again, Randall.
No, it doesn't, mate. You're kidding yourself. You're done. Stick a fork in you, mate.
Yeah.
You just said that you had there that first person to finish under 8 hours in Australia.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just one. There was two.
There was two. Yeah.
So it wasn't just the one person that did that, but actually two people did it. That's even better.
How about the bloke that broke the course record last year, finishing 8 hours 1 or 8 hours 2 and come fourth? They're like, what do you do? Like, there's not big money in Ironman triathlon, so these guys and girls are trudging away for a lot of time for not much money there for fourth, or it's pretty crazy.
You say what do you do? You just be better.
Be better. Absolutely.
Get better.
Get better. Well, let's I think that's all I've got other than our baseball. So let's get into our baseball. We were talking. There was one third grade game on in Newcastle baseball. You said this weekend, Randall.
Yeah, I think third and fourth grade got on it at Boomerangs, Belmont versus Boomerangs. I think that is. I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't think there would have been anything else played.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of washouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they're spraying on the Boomerang's field, but I tell you what, they're getting a lot of wet weather games in.
Yeah, that's good. Good to get some baseball in. About this legend. So he smashed a few baseballs over the weekend, and this one he had a 3 home run day and broke the single season record. The single season record was 20, and I think he's hit 22 now. So just absolutely crushed.
Yeah, I think he broke the record on his first at bat, didn't he?
Yeah. It's great to see. He's crushing the ball. Absolute gem of a kid. Couldn't meet a nicer bloke on the baseball field, and it's great to see that he's doing so well over there. Interesting to see where he goes in the draft. They are predicting 1 or 2. Wherever he goes, it's going to be great for Australian baseball, and of course Travis Pizzana. Yeah, these fellas. Did you see what happened here?
Yeah.
So, wasn't much to it.
Nothing to it.
It was pretty soft, wasn't it?
Yeah, John Boy Meady did a pretty good breakdown of it.
Yep.
I love watching his breakdowns. He's next level at it. And he basically just said, that was rubbish call. Hasn't been there all day, and he got tossed. And yeah, first Yankees captain ejected since Don Mattingly in 1994.
I tell you what, though, some of these ejections are getting pretty soft.
Yeah.
Like again, we're going back to the umpires having to inject himself into the game, and they have to be seen. Like
didn't look at him, nothing. He was walking away, didn't turn around and get in his face and say and bark at him. He just said that as he's walking away, which everyone does.
Yep. Yeah. And then you got Aaron Boone the other week got ejected as well, and it wasn't even him. There was a fan sitting up in the stand chirping off, and you can see on the footage Boone's just leaning on the fence, not saying a word, and you can see the bloke up there yapping, and the umpire walks over and throws him out. And you go, "What are you doing?"
Pretty average.
Grow some thicker skin, like seriously, like. It's just
There's plenty of it going on, isn't there?
There is, mate. There is. They're all becoming Angel Hernandez, where you say something, you get ejected. Who's the other one?
Buckner.
Buckner. Yeah, he's another one that's exactly the same. And he's missing some really bad calls.
Oh, yeah. That rain delay was at Cardinals and White Sox. And he's come out and rung up the batter to finish the game that wasn't even close. And they reckon he's getting worse at calling than what Angel is.
Yep.
Yeah. They need to do something. Yeah. We were just talking about Don Mattingly too. Did you like see this? I was having a good giggle at this. Mattingly, to trim those sideburns.
Yep, still a classic. My mate Virgo, every time we see it, every time you see a mullet or something, and it's like, Mattingly, I told you to trim those sideburns. And he still prefer him over
over what, sorry?
Mattingly turns around and says, I still prefer him over Steinbrenner. Monty Burns prefers Burns as a manager over Steinbrenner or an owner.
Classic. Yeah, great episode. See old Bill Murray on the local transport to and from the Cubs game. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that was in New York too. Yeah,
been a big fan.
He just loves his Cubs, doesn't he? He
does.
Just absolute, Cubs.
Touched on this one earlier. You blokes put the mocker on him. He's gone. Needs some surgery. It's brutal, isn't it?
He's next though, don't you?
Going so well, and I said no. I think he's going to be all right for the year. You blokes are both all over it. So I'm blaming you too.
Judges next.
One of your tidbits the other week, Randall, you talked about Major League the movie, relocating the team to Miami. How about this? So I was having a good giggle at this one too. A's are 2.5 out of first place with the game's best closer and an owner trying to run them out of town. I think we've seen this before. Absolutely, we've seen it
100%.
100%. A few of those lately.
Let's bring this whole fucking thing.
Yeah. There was a good one. What's the manager assistant that's always clapping on the where the owner sits, and there was a good one, and they had the A's manager as the chicken. He's just nodding his head like a bobble doll. It's good value.
Awesome.
What about baseball standings this week? Let's have a quick look before we get out of here.
I missed a tidbit today. You would have loved it, Randall. I was 12 years ago today, I think, where Chris Davis, your mate Chris Davis, playing the Red Sox. He had an 0-for-8 game with 5 strikeouts, but was the winning pitcher.
Yeah, he came on and closed. In
2 innings,
what was it, like a
couple of strikeouts.
Something stupid like the 16th inning or fucking 15th inning, 17th. Yeah. And he came on and just lobbing the ball in. I think it was a fly ball or something like that into the outfield to finish the game.
Ground ball to shortstop.
JJ Hardy was playing shortstop. That's right.
Yeah. But they said, an 0-for-8 though with 5 strikeouts. But that wasn't the interesting thing. He got the win with 2 innings pitched.
Yep. So, and he was only one of 2 pitchers, I think, in a couple of years span that were actually a position player that got a win for the Orioles. So I'll bring that. I'll get that stat for next week.
Have you seen the Detroit City Connect?
I saw it this afternoon, actually.
I hadn't seen it, but am I sharing it right? Hang on. Have a look at that.
How about City, Again, it's something different, isn't it? Like Tampa Bay was the other day. Yeah. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Is it going to fall apart like the way the uniforms have been?
I reckon it's probably the black pants are probably going to end up grey, and the top will be just a sweat stain. You'll see the white salt through there, and
All the die runs.
Yeah. Right. Let's have a look at the standings. In the NL West, Dodgers are streaking ahead of the Padres. Oh, the Padres acquired Arias during the week. That was a big one.
Yeah. And 4 for 6 in his first game. Not a bad start. And he was 4 for 4. So it's not a bad start for your new team.
Yeah. Dodgers just swept the Braves too.
Yep.
Over there, we did see avid listener Savo. He's on holidays over there at the moment. We've been feeding the fish for him while he's been away. But he was over there. He got to go and watch that. I think it was the blowout game, the 11-3 or whatever it was game.
Where
Max Muncy hit 3 home runs, and then Cambo and Norma were there as well, doing the same thing. So they were at the game the next day. I did
$18 years, they're loving it.
Yeah.
The Phillies are on top over the Braves. The Braves are 3 games behind the Phillies. Phillies on a bit of a tear there, 9-1 in their last 10. The Brewers and the Cubs are sitting on top of that together. Pittsburgh Reds and Cards back there.
No one wants to take that. Sort of like Brewers were doing well. They've hit a bit of a flat bit, and Cubs have sort of come on of late. So that could be a good battle if it stays that way.
For sure. Speaking of a good battle, Baltimore Orioles and the Yankees are at the top there. Your Boston Red Sox 4.5 games back. Davo,
we're still above 500, mate.
Absolutely.
I'll take that.
Can't ask for more than that.
Always a tough ALS is always tough. The Central's usually pretty much a blowout here, but Guardians, Twins, and Royals are sitting on there pretty close. Detroit 5 games back, and Chicago White Sox are pretty much
again
gone.
though. Detroit, even Detroit, they're still 500 plus. Like still have a 500 baseball. So
the Twins had won 11 straight too.
Yeah.
Or had.
So like they're not slacking this year. It's good to see.
No. It is good.
Texas is, but the rest of the team is going all right.
Yeah. Rangers on top here over the Mariners. Athletics only 3 games back now. We talked about them earlier. That's pretty cool to see the A's right up there and doing pretty well.
Astros are starting to make a bit of a move. So they've got off the bottom, and I think they're only a couple of games behind Oakland as well. So they're starting to
3.5 games behind second. So
so
they can sort Hader out.
What was that, David?
If they can sort Hader out, they'll be right. He's given up more runs, I think, this year already than what he gave up all of last year.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So they get him right. They're too good a team. I saw Altuve had, what's his 300th stolen base the other day. So they'll come around. They're a good veteran team. They're too good. They know what they've got to do to not do well. Oh man, Verlander, he's still throwing well. So watch out for him.
They'll come good, mate. We know they will. They'll start winning again. They're just not having a good run at the moment. Same as the Braves. They're not playing particularly great baseball at the moment, but that'll turn around as well for them. Like their teams, will be there at the back end of the year.
When you come up against a hot Ohtani and the Dodgers playing the way they are, just see that team off. All right, let's regroup, start again.
Yeah, that's right.
Talking about the A's earlier, did you blokes catch this? Hang on, let me find it. Bit of a strikeout, Sally. Did you see this one? Where is it? Here we go. Hang on. My bad. Watch this. Plays a bit of futsal with his chili and continues on. What's that all about?
Who cares? It's gold.
It's unreal, isn't it? Something different. It's not your usual send-off or a sword like Trevor Bauer, but
Nah, it's good,
doing
mate.
well.
yeah, he's doing well. I voted for him for the All-Star team in the Mexican League today, so hopefully he gets his run.
How he
I'm
has
sure he will.
like it's got to be like Kaspanak in the AFL. It's like he's got to have a black mark against his name, even though he's been proven innocent. He said, "Let me pitch for the league minimum and put incentives in." Like,
Yeah.
there's so many teams that could use him.
Yeah.
I've seen the old the term thrown around a fair bit of clubhouse cancer.
Yeah.
So
it's got to be.
So I don't know. I don't know the bloke. Never will know the bloke. But for that term to be thrown around a fair bit from different organisations, he must not gel with people real well.
Yeah.
Surprising, because I thought I'd heard like the opposite. Like teammates came out and said he's a good bloke to have around. So, but you don't know unless you're there. You don't know, do you?
That's right.
And and they're only they're only reports from journos, aren't they? At the end of the day, so it could be a beat up on him big time.
For sure.
Who knows? You just don't know.
If you had former teammates that are now commentators talking about it during a game, that might carry some weight because they've been there, seen it, part of it. You'd listen to that. But as you say, if it's just journos who've never played the game, are they just after a story?
Could be. Yeah, more than likely not that they are.
Yeah.
After clicks.
Yep.
Clicks and ratings.
Anyway, he's dominating down there in Mexico leagues, and watched a bit of highlights here and there, but that's about it for me.
And still striking out the Juco King. That's all that matters.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
he's
their battles.
been pretty quiet lately. I haven't seen much of him, so
no.
I don't know what's happening there.
Anyway, he's got no content now.
He was trying to swing left-handed to be like Griffey, trying to have a swing like Griffey, and goddamn was ugly.
I didn't see that one. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, and especially those that are tuning in on Twitter. That was our first time streaming over there, and thanks to all those that tuned in. To all our regular listeners, we'll see you again next Tuesday night, and peace out.